The war against masculinity is real. That's all I have to say. Why every man should have sex with another man. I'll get to the point. Every man should have sex with another man. I'm not talking adolescent circle jerks and mind fumbling that are staples of the boarding school experience. I mean full-on soul-shaking, intense, mouth-on-mouth sex. I'm gonna throw up. I don't want to swipe out heterosexuality. I actually find it quite endearing. Where we would be without Ross and Rachel from Friends, for example, and their decade-long insight into the crushing predictability of straight relationships. But I have a feeling the world might be a better place where all men to bunk up with another at least once. What the hell? It won't fix everything. We'll still gently broil in rocketing temperatures and social media's hate preachers. We'll still peddle divisive venom, but generally we're meant to be open themselves up. Quite literally, in some cases, life might be more bearable for those with most to fear from straight men, so all of us. Look, I know not all men are horrible, and it's a testament to my character. I can still say that despite 15 years of school alongside Yorkshire's premier juvenile homophobes, most straight men are trying to live their lives, go to work, pay bills, fix the Wi-Fi, and find someone willing to laugh at their jokes. Most don't mean others harm, but whether you're gay, bi, trans, non-binary, a cisgender woman, or any combination, your attacker is most likely to be a straight guy. Yeah, right. We're frightened of them and never know if they'll hurt us until it's too late. In fact, a straight guy's attacker is most likely to be another straight man. So we have a problem, an empathy issue, some kind of residual evolutionary entitlement that stops many men expressing themselves in any way other than extreme paranoia and bullishness. No, look. Okay. You're going to have, all right, most attackers on women are men. Okay, but that's not all men. There's two types of men, predators and good men. And that's it. Not all men are bad. And proposing that for men to be better off is to just have sex with another man. No. If you want to be for the same team, that's on you. But other people, other men, like to be with the opposite team. And that's their right. Period. But you can see the nonsense here. And the attack on masculinity, okay? Whether it's black men wearing dresses, drag queen story time, trying to talk to little kids, little boys, whether it's, let's see, Transformers. I remember a 2018, 2019 Black Women's Rock Festival, and a black Transformer tried to muscle in on it. And then black women were saying that, no, get your own event. It had to be said, finally, because we all know black women are the biggest supporters of Transformers. Okay? And this is the agenda on masculinity. The attack on it. All right. Now, unfortunately, with black women, sometimes women, period, is that it takes certain types of events for them to cough up the truth. Just like what I told you about Black Girls Rock. There's an agenda, like I told you, with the Doogie Howser show back in the day. All right, Doogie Howser, cool, slim dude, white dude, young teenager, could be a doctor. Black Steve Urkel, he has to wear a dress. See the agenda on masculinity? And there's another form of it right here. Many straight men are reluctant to compromise or understand the rest of the world because they're so comfortable in it. They may come as news to the underdogs who don't feel privileged. Being a straight man doesn't automatically mean zero problems. So when they see the playing field tilting the tiniest amount of way, they might become angry or protective over your domain, perceiving that justice or equality will result in a personal loss to them. This isn't new. Society likes men to think that way. I digress. Let's get back to the man on... I'm going to throw up. Let's get back to the man-on-man action. How will sex with another man help? As an author, I often hear about relatable characters, how to make readers root for them. Perhaps the answer is make the rest of us more relatable to straight men, for our humanity to become more apparent, for men to give some part of themselves to put us on a moral equal footing. Look, nobody fears men who want to be on the same team. If that's your thing, that's your thing. Understand free will and respect others' free will for men to be straight and want to deal with the opposite team. That's just it. But you see here, they're trying to make it like, men fear other men who are who like to date on the same team. That's what it's like. That's what comes off. This is what it is. And they're trying to push men into thinking that this is okay. That you're wrong for thinking the way you think. Look, you got us straight men. Look, we find it repulsive for a man to be on the same team, dating in the same team. Okay, that's it. But it doesn't mean we hate you. That's your thing. They trying to have equality. Equality to what? That you want straight men to date men of the same team? That's basically what it is. It's kind of like with the Transformers trying to say, we want these men who like normal women to date us Transformers. And if you don't, you hate Transformers. My solution to that, okay, I can't control how you think, but that's how you think, but I still want to date from the different team. I don't want to date from the same team. Like the NHS or union, their survival depends on a collective agreement on everybody having a stake, rich or poor, an ability to see the greater good, to borrow a reality TV cliche, straying from your comfort zone. And sex with another man makes you very uncomfortable, may leave you a more open mind. Perhaps the intimacy of being with another man might cultivate empathy. What? No. Men don't have to do that. You could have empathy for a person being down on their luck. You don't have to I don't have to sleep with another man to know what you're going through. Just like a woman's being mistreated by another man. I don't have to get beaten up or mistreated to know how she feels. I just have empathy because she's a human being. With the exception of women who exclusively have sex with other women, you'll finally know what the rest of us are going through. You'll be closer to another man than ever. Oh boy, I haven't even eaten breakfast yet. He likes you, but not the same. You may not share identical genitalia, but you know a man's mind. You know the consequences of every move, how it feels to be touched, although levels of intensity and pleasure will vary. As a straight man, you'll perhaps never have considered the trust needed when sleeping with a guy, the risk we're taking. There's an unspoken contract. You're making yourself vulnerable. Every part of the process relies on you looking out for each other. For this to work, it can't just be a functional rooting. It should be a sensual romantic. Gosh, man. I haven't even eaten breakfast yet. Jack it off You accept the drink, sniffing it. What? In case something amiss, you know what men are like. After all, do you ask about protection or assume? As you kiss, do you force your tongue or wait, then push back? So much to think about. Every touch, all right, skipping that. All right, skipping that. How about gently will he be? How do you tell him to go slow or calm? Wow. All right, I'm not going to read most of this. Read this part. Damn. He has people who love him and those who fear him. However, you manage to be inside each other. It's like you have an extra sense that picks up the vulnerability. Of course, as a dynamite, many of us are in the sack as unlucky. Few may not enjoy it or find heterosexuality too overpowering to let go and to take the act of sex for a brief exchange of ideas with mutual benefits. You don't have to have sex to have an exchange of mutual ideas. You do not have to have sex for exchange of mutual ideas. You could just talk. That's it. If you don't agree, you don't agree. That's it. Just like I don't agree with this. You may not like it or manage to sustain an erection throughout it, but stick around and watch his face as he gets what? You don't have to do it again. Nobody is forcing. No need to come out or anything. It isn't an answer. Gay, bi men have our own problems within our community. Racism, misogyny, transphobia, ageism, ableism. I could go on. We really are just like you. I'm afraid we're still prone to violence. Some studies suggest same-sex relationships are more likely to be violent than heterosexual ones. That's true, though. That is true. Same-sex relationships do have higher rate of domestic violence. They do. I have selfish reasons for championing this cause. Of course you do. Oh, no, you don't have selfish reasons. No, you don't. You just can't. Perish the thought you just can't live the fact is that you're choosing a lifestyle you want to live. That's you. But don't try to push it on other people or suggest that straight men have sex with other men just to understand how you feel. Imagine a lesbian saying, I think women should have sex with other women to know how us lesbians feel. Straight women would be in an uproar. And it would be fine. Straight man have an uproar? Oh man, he's phobic. Man, please. It's just insane sometimes. Just utterly insane. No, I'm not volunteering my services. I know it's a common gay fantasy, but I have no interest in deflowering my straight pals. No, I'm keen on the idea that you'll have one less hold over us. If you've taken a length or slipped another man on, your homophobic jokes will be meaningless. You'll have done the very thing you're pillory for us for. A lot of isms and phobias come from fear of the unknown or relinquishing masculinity and the power of seeing things another way. Relinquishing masculinity. Masculinity is what attracts women to straight men. But we don't want to eliminate masculinity. It's a value. As writer Cheryl Lynn Eaton tweeting recently, when talking about alt-right men might do next, we are collectively exhausted as a people with the bigots. But we still like stereotypically masculinity. When it is carved away from abuse. No nonsense men who protect the abuse and champion fairness. So maybe once you've done it, even if you hate it, you'll know there's nothing to fear. Give me a break. This is like... Imagine if it was okay that you did like it, even as one-off society where we could express our sexualities more freely, including you. You might be mostly straight on the inside, but if the world was more forgiving If every man shared the common ground, you could show it on the outside too. Not necessarily subscribing to the gay lifestyle, whatever that may be. I'm still wondering, but occasionally delving into that part of your psyche and sexuality. Would LGBTQ people be as scary as puzzling to you? Nobody's scared of them. Nobody's scared of them. That's just buzzwords to shame people into silence. Stigma, fear, and suspicion would seem much less powerful once you felt the clutch of another. As you can see, I really struggled to read this article. I really did. I really struggled to read this article because this right here is just the war on masculinity all over, and they actually think some men are gonna take them seriously. You think any straight man is gonna take you seriously? We already know the agenda is also coming for the children. And we also know on TED Talks, you have big-time college professors trying to normalize pedophilia. So you know what's going to come next? You should have sex with kids to know what it's like to be a person who's attracted to kids. And maybe you could understand how we feel, how you could have empathy for us. This is the disgusting trope, that's the slippery slope that they're going to go down. There's a rabbit hole to this crap. So the nonsense, just the nonsense. That's all I have to say. Just the utter nonsense of it all. All right. Tell me what you think. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Cheers.